Brave kid, Guillaume.
Parmanin oversaw his upbringing. Guillaume is his kid.
Can't get used to the way you knights talk, especially how you switch back and forth between flowery and, well, near normal.
We are knights errant, in the service of her gracious magnificence. When we appear in her name or speak on her behalf, we are bound by tradition.
Slow now. Whoa.
No one here. They must have removed the body already.
Let's look around. Make sure they didn't miss anything. Hobnailed boots, multiple sets of prints. Ducal guard, clearly. Let's see where they went. Walked along the shoreline.
Perhaps the body lay on the bank.
Got guests. Careful. Drawn here by the smell of blood. Let's keep looking. Anything taken by the current ends up in these shallows.
Yes, the stench is fierce.
Junk that came down the river.
We must keep searching.
Footprints. See them? And a rut made by the hull of a boat. Left recently, I'd say. Dragged some nets onto the bank, then cut them to untangle them. Lot of blood, so the corpse must have been cut up. Quartered, maybe.
It's likely they loaded the body parts onto a boat and sailed off.
Gonna dive in, check the other nets. Nets were attached here. handkerchief, monogrammed DLC. A noble's accessory, clearly. Be nice to know where they took the corpse.
What now?
This isn't the site of the murder. We know that. Current brought the body here. Need to find out where.
The inn. Its patrons must have seen...
Seems we've got ourselves an audience.
You think this surprising? The locals will tell the children of children they do not have yet. Of the day a quartered corpse was pulled from the river.
One thing. Found a handkerchief in the water. Monogrammed DLC. Mean anything to you?
Delacroix? It cannot be. Was it he the beast slew?
Seems so. Knew him well?
Long past. We were close friends once, but our paths diverged. He was a man of
foes.
He did. But I do not see what that has to do with the beast.
I understand. We can talk later. Let's go to the tavern.
I shall have to leave you soon. Return to court.
Barely got back to Toussaint.
A knight in the service of Her Illustrious Highness knows no rest. In fact, I feared I would return too late to fulfill my duty. Yet it seems I've arrived in the nick of time. Such good fortune you found us. Once you have finished examining the corpse, be sure to report to Anarietta.
Anarietta?
Her Grace, the Duchess. I forget myself at times. We address each other by our first names in private. Never in Pomerin's presence, however. He finds such familiarity offensive.
Rolling on an empty stomach. Oh, dreadful.
A watering hole for traders, smugglers, boatmen. But you will find no better crayfish chowder in all Toussaint.
The beast. Killer from the north, they say. What? With no lads brave enough? Of course we have. But bravery is not enough against the beast. It wields dark powers. That calls for a witcher.
Ooh.
Ducal clerks looking for help. Could be good coin to be made.
Such good fortune. By my troth, could that be the musty scent of fresh pâté?
Naught else, Sir de Peyrac Peyran. I see time has not dulled your senses.
We would be honored if you would join us. Your companion as well.
But why do I not detect even a whiff of crayfish chowder?
No soup today, on account of there being no crayfish. I reckon you've not heard, but all I caught...
This corpse is precisely why we're here. For the man whom you've invited to join you at the table was summoned from a...
We invited 2 men to join us, yet since Sir de Peyrac in...
Name's Geralt.
A humble introduction. You've clearly not tarried long with Sir de Peyrac.
Spare us the petty insults. Geralt is a master of the witchering trade. He has questions concerning...
I was the one to find the corpse. The sun...
Ask Geralt, please, or we shall be here till winter.
Must have been early in the morning. Went to check your nets and then...
I stepped out of my hut and saw...
By my troth, to the point, man. You found a body ensnared in your crayfish nets. We know... Did you see anyone nearby? Did you spy?
Not a soul around, just me. As for noteworthy...
What did you see? But be warned, if I hear the sky was red again...
I saw a head bobbing, eyes bulging.
Get a good look at the body parts?
They gave me such a fright. I bolted to town, fast as my legs. They had a hard haul. The parts were so tangled up in my nets. They were full.
Need to examine the body. Know where they...
They ferried it across, then loaded it on a cart and hauled it to a cellar at Corvo Bianco to keep it cool, see?
What? Why, Corvo Bianco is Baron Russell's estate. When he learns they've turned his cellar into a morgue, he'll set his hounds on them.
While you were gallivanting about the north, his vineyard was auctioned off.
Who was that? Woman who just left. Didn't see her before. Didn't notice her walk in either.
Doubtless Ninnis, the innkeep's daughter. But hold, Geralt, because this is an outrage. Russell's vineyard...
It is no secret the Baron had gambling debts up to his ears. It finally came time to collect. His creditors auctioned off his property. The ducal...
I told Russell he'd get his comeuppance. How long can one throw on past heroics? His creditor...
Such are the times. Today's knights are pale shadows of the heroes of yore.
It's true what they say. God sent...
So folk think the beast's divine punishment.
Knights have turned their backs on the old customs. Where they...
Why, you insolent...
Let him talk.
The Duchess trades in titles, grants honors to ill-doers. We've
Don't listen to that nonsense, Geralt.
Yes, the rebel rousers have been sprouting up like weeds lately.
They say anything else about the beast?
The Toussaintois are no fools. They see clearly the beast kills on days honoring...
Picky monster. Thanks for the hospitality.
Corvo Bianco lies a short way from here, near the top...
Not coming with? Oh, yeah.
Some sort. Her Grace bestowed a great honor on me, even before we departed for Velen. I'm to play the hare during this year's game.
A little tempted to ask a few questions, but it sounds like a long, complicated story. One involving...
Did you hear that?
A well-composed pate, I must admit.
Nice day. La 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 la
La la la.
Normally, I'd encourage you to try our
Could replace them with something else.
Replace crayfish with fish? I beg you. What next? Vinegar for wine? Parsley for thyme?
Got any gossip? Fishermen talking about...
Yes, about a Norkling who would replace crayfish with pike.
Asked a serious question.
And a tactless one. I do not if...
Show me what you got in stock. Thanks.
Oh, dear fellow, with a fish hook like that, you must have your pick of the ladies.
Dung boots that visit our town. They come but to pour wine down their peasant gullets and start...
Well met. Hey!
Hungry? Thirsty?
What a specimen. Scared the fight out of me.
Oh, Picarito.
The dung boots that visit our... Gullets and start...
Hey-ya! Come on!
Spores will sprout again. Should destroy the area if I want to get rid of them for good. Sounds of a fight. Have to hurry. Come on now. Damn it. Killer must still be here. Throat torn open by man-like jaws. Man-like, except for long fangs. Busted ribs, blood from the ears. Took a solid hit. Massacred by a vampire. Not an Ekimara, though. Or a Fletter. Bruxa. Gotta be. Killed with a single blow. Woman from the inn was wearing this coat. In the cellar, gotta be. River muck carried the body in his cart. Claw wounds from 5 separate claws. Spread of a small human hand. Footprints. Small, bare feet. Lead deeper into the cellar. Fell down the stairs, broke his neck. Hurled against the wall with great force. Took a lot of strength to batter this down. Used this to batter down the grate. You. Saw you at the inn. I know what you are. Don't know why you killed these people, though. Clearly wasn't for their blood. We don't have to fight.
You are wrong.
I cannot let you leave.
Waterlogged. Both hands amputated. Body was quartered just as I thought. Laid in water for some time. Something in the throat. A pouch, bulging with coins. Nilfgaardian florins, from several different provinces. If the murderer did this, means we're dealing with a sentient... Body was chopped up after death. Blows struck with great force, but bones sliced through, not crushed. Creature that killed him had long claws, sharp as a witcher's blade. First sank its claw. No Bruxa did this. Third hand. A spare? Except it's clearly not the victim's. Guardsmen must have not noticed it as they picked everything up. How's this possible? Still warm. Blood still flowing? Several monster species can regenerate. Never heard of that happening to their severed limbs, though. Or of their limbs seeming completely alive after so much time. Examine the tissue more closely later. Might learn something. So, murderer was clearly a monster. But then why'd the Bruxa come here for the severed hand? And who does the hand... Now, pouch shoved down the victim's throat. Lots of questions, no answers so far. Need to know about...
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Pomerine, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
A tale's for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Not always. Could go either way. Sometimes virtue wins, sometimes villainy gets the upper hand. Still worth being good.
But why? If it doesn't mean you'll win.
Palmerin's story. Think back. A decent man attracts other good folk, makes friends he can count on. A rogue? Well, he can only count on other rogues. And who would you rather have for a friend?
A man of virtue?
I must agree.
Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents. Her Enlightened Highness has doubtless arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the battle in the arena. If we hurry, we'll be in time to speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Lead the way. Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As usual.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar? With only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Shouldn't torment the beast. Or would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dancing from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher?
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this. Who's going to fight the...
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart.
Great love demands great sacrifice.
Let's go.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
Got a bad feeling about this. Damn it. We have to help him.
For honor! Onward!
In one mighty bound to give fight to the beast! Its plans confirmed! The fate of the beast has been weighed by the gods! Soon the witches shall triumph against all odds! Out! Out! All our hope shall last! that Shelma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering trade. Behold, it's the last...
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live Geralt the Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
Guillaume.
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly... honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full-plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a...
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Your Grace, my...
Naturally. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged... The very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace, Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the...
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the river...
Do you mean to insinuate the...
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something. Need to analyze it. A quiet place, that... Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always.
and we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Damien, we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have brought... Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and a sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once. Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But, Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant. Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a wine's reputation better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information. Second murder.
In the city, there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility...
Do you believe me, an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who...
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the...
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all...
How'd he die? Where'd they...
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feast-goers... He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
So, first two victims were knights.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges. Enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalry.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin
found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various...
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for...
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric...
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
Honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. how we truly came to espouse them. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are at the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor.
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the fourth virtue, valor. We can also...
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens.
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to... Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac-Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac-Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but...
They were a team?
They were close friends, tightly knit, and as such, earned the trust of our father, the Jew.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. Your Grace, we need to find...
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The hare's...
We must call off the game.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses!
Your Grace!
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness, I...
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
Hey! That is silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Like the wind! It's hard! It's hard!
Clear the path! Clear the way, I said!
He's caught up again.
It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too?
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules.
Yes, a face no one can tell. Yes, a face no one can tell.
On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish, while I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quickest.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn it. It runs around over there, look.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it. We've no time to lose.
Fiorano of the 1290 vintage. I do encourage... You'd like a taste, perhaps? Est, an old vintage.
Your Grace. This is no true unicorn.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey, folks. Gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
Roach won't eat bread either, except if it's stale.
Offiaries are thought to catch horses by casting looped ropes round them.
Roach likes carrots. Maybe Unicorn will too.
outrage! An outrage, I tell you!
It's against the rules.
Think unicorns,
How dare
rainbows,
he?
little
He's gonna
girls,
tell us.
sweets maybe? Cold games not likely to tempt a unicorn. Crispy apple. Should like that like any other damn horse.
Guards, stop him! Grab him!
Yes, call the guards!
Cold games not likely to tempt a unicorn.
It's fit. Countess Noturna's steed.
Cold games not likely to tempt a unicorn. An apple. Yum yum. Easy. Gardens are huge. Be better off on horseback.
Come on. Giddy up. Move it.
Labyrinth fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
Did someone just dive in the water? Perhaps that's the way to do it.
Sure, if you're a peasant.
But my, is he manly. Look!
Scandalous!
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
King Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring.
As the moon is heavenly course doth trace, when a soul of good or ill repute
A key.
Why, you bomb-botched wretch!
disgraceful.
This is an outrage. I could afford that horse for my son.
Do monsters have mamas and papas?
But your grace...
No, but...
If you please, Your Grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules. Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a crone, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
Groans, hollows.
Now that's just silly. Look, if we take row, hollow it out and fill it with ease. The letters, that is. We get green. Then mouse. Let's start.
Pretty clever. And it's...
There are several greenhouses in the gardens, but only one with a door that locks. And the key to it looks...
Greenhouse it is then.
What the butch?
What was that? I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
I don't kill innocents. Murderers, though, you bet.
I'll soon be done. I've but one left. And you, should you not stand down.
And once you're done, intend to leave? Go kill somewhere else?
No. I intend to live. Happily ever after. To stay where you are. Regenerate!
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself!
No, he's my friend.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened, it was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Miraculous regeneration. How do you...
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you...
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak.
So you being here, it's no coincidence?
Your powers of deduction seem to have waned. I came here for Detlef. I fear he's become entangled. Landed himself in serious trouble.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Detlef is... How would you humans put it? More...
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here. At least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Detlef is not some decadent shit.
Seem pretty damn sure of that.
I am, because I know him very well. Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Detlef, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Huh. Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once, in the street, had offered Detlef an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Detlef found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter. Regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so...
Always had an
Each vampire has a unique talent. One they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, he can only...
Anything specific?
How should I say this? Detlef doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions.
Suggesting he's maladjusted, inventing his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it?
Gotta find him.
Well, we share a cause.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast.
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced...
Fine. All right already.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I prefer they not find me here. I'd makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher... Sirs, we must allow the Witcher to ply his trade.
Grace no fuss! Water no wine!
Sir! Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
Here. And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
Dearest.
I suspect weighty affairs, rather than merely the wine festival, have drawn you to Toussaint. Perhaps you'll find time to probe a certain matter in spite of this. I recently came across the mention of one Professor Moreau, a scholar, though the details are rather murky, as is the location of the... I enclose a map I found in the book I happened upon. I felt this matter could prove of some importance to you, thus I dispatched this letter without delay.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Long live Duchessa Anna Henrietta.
All is in order!
Doublets,
Oh.
none of which are suitable to show myself in.
Fiddlesticks, these numbers don't add up the way I'd like. Greetings, brave hero.
I'm Geralt.
I pay the knight's errand.
For what?
Our knights wander the roads protecting Toussaint. Note, sir, that should you successfully smash your hands, save a brother knight.
Can't help but be...
The ducal treasury, of course. Her illustrious highness Anna Henry... It is her standing order that... Pardon me.
Wouldn't mind a glance... See you later.
Go in peace.
143, carry the 2.
Don't crowd around.
Whoa! A witcher! A seer!
Show me what you've got in... How's business?
The coin is good, but just between us. I know what my customers want before they open their mouths. If just once somebody would order some poison, eh?
Show me what you've got in stock. Need to get going.